with the Los Angeles Lakers. Last time, we had an update on the relationship between LeBron and Russell Westbrook. They were sitting on opposite ends of a summer league game and not talking to each other. Now, Chris Haynes tells us that AD, LeBron, and Russell Westbrook have huddled up on a phone conversation and vowed to make it work. Jalen, one side of me says, great, they're all on the same page. They're discussing things with each other. They're going to vow to make it work. This is awesome. Another side of me says, you probably shouldn't have to have a Zoom call with your teammates before the season to vow to make it work. Your thoughts?
And Chris Haynes is the plug's plug, so he know. And let me just tell you this. That Zoom basically goes, we all getting paid $40+ million by the Los Angeles Lakers brand to play basketball. Let's continue to represent our own, and let's continue to represent that one. If you're at a summer league game, you're at work. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That makes it different than the average person showing up at the game. If the Cavs was playing and LeBron was at the game, that would be different. When both of them are at Laker games and they're not speaking to each other in the gym, that's a flagrant foul. And so you just had to get in the room and talk about it. And on Zoom in 2022. But the bottom line is this, they still fielding calls. So if they get a deal that they like on Russ, everybody knows that they would do that deal. But the main thing that really needs to happen, hopefully for the Lakers, is that they can get a healthy Anthony Davis.
Yep.
See, like, Russ, while his shooting percentages are very low and his turnovers were very high, he's still a productive player. And he still brings it every single night. And so I think what has happened is people have judged him by either his Hall of Fame status or his salary. Now, he's gonna have to reinvent himself too. And I was thinking about Russ, and I watched Jason Kidd win with the Mavs, and then Gary Payton win with the Heat. And clearly, I played against GP, that's the OG. Got a chance to break bread with him during the finals. And I got drafted with J. Kidd, now coach of the Mavs. When both of those guys won championships, Jacoby, look at the stats that season versus their career stats. They had to reinvent themselves. And so that also has to take place with Russ. The more that you get traded, the less you become the marquee. But when you're able to reinvent yourself, there has to be times where he has to consider, hey, I'm best with the ball. That means staggering minutes with LeBron. That may mean coming off the bench. That may mean starting the game. That may mean not finishing the game. That has to be that same attitude and energy, Jacoby, when you're talking to the young fellas in Summer League and you're encouraging them. It has to be the same person. You feel what I'm saying?
Yep.
And AD clearly is gonna be the catalyst for all of this because you still need him to be a top 10 player. And so if LeBron's playing like he was just playing last season, here's something you'll appreciate. When you're younger like a Luka, your numbers jump off the page and you can carry the team. You see what I'm saying? But when you get older like LeBron, you still getting your numbers. It's almost like the Drew League. Yeah, they was balling, he had 40, but they only won by 2. You know what I'm saying? And he had DeMar DeRozan on his squad. It's the same thing in the league. They're gonna need AD to be that anchor, Russ to be able to reinvent himself, and LeBron to still be able to pace himself while still be dominant.
One thing to pay attention to is Russell Westbrook and his long-term agent have parted ways. And in his agent's statement, he said that it was his suggestion that Russell Westbrook stay with the Lakers, go under the support system that Darvin Ham has going to provide him, and that would eventually be the best thing for him. What's interesting about that being in the statement is it hints that Russell Westbrook is not interested in that route. It seems like Russell Westbrook is the one who needs to be convinced to sort of buy in and vow to win a championship. What do you think would be best for him, to stay with the Lakers or to move to another team where he can be, quote-unquote, the guy?
Well, Russ is a pro. He's a future Hall of Famer. He knows how to comport himself, right? But also, again, there has to be personal accountability, Jacoby, as a player to reinvent yourself. That's what happens when you become a legend. That's what happens when you become a vet. That's what happens when you become an OG. There are different phases that you become. There's a reason why Sean Carter and Combs both have so many nicknames over the past 20 to 25 years, because they've been able to reinvent themselves. Just like I mentioned with Gary Payton with the Miami Heat, just like I mentioned with Jason Kidd later in his career with the Dallas Mavs. And plus, they're paying you top dollar in a salary cap sport. So based on that, you need that piece of the puzzle to be productive, or you just can't get towards your goals. So
thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.